Hey Aquarius, welcome back to another round of weekly readings. I hope you've all been well. A few things to mention before I get started on your reading today. The channel reached over 1,000 subscribers last weekend, and I just wanted to send a big shout out to all of you for your support. I'm feeling very humbled by the whole thing and can't wait to grow the channel even more. So let's take it to the top. Missing comments. I've noticed that a few of the comments on some of the videos disappeared before I could respond to them. So if people aren't purposefully deleting those, just know that there's something of a mishap going on somewhere. And that I certainly didn't ignore those comments or hadn't intended to respond. I respond to all of the comments in some way, shape, or form. So just throwing that out there. I'd seen on someone's other channel that they had some comments go missing as well. So in any event, let's get started on your reading today. Aquarius, I think your viewership has been kind of low overall. So I'm going to try something a little bit different as far as the cards go. I'm using one of the most intuitive decks I have today. So not going off so much by the imagery, although that's part of it, but also incorporating more of the channeling into this. And we'll see what I get from it. It certainly requires a lot more effort. Just from a channeling perspective, and can move a little bit slower, but let's see. You never learn anything new unless you try. So so let's get started today. I've already shuffled all of the decks so that they're ready to go. Oh, I do want to pull. This is Kim Cran's set for anybody that's interested in it. So she's got one part the animal deck and then the next part the tarot. So I'm really feeling a you versus them vibe today. So I'm actually going to pull two cards. Okay, one for you and one for your person. Again, just feeling intuitively drawn to that. When I was meditating on your energy, that's the first thing I got, was do a you versus them type of reading. So you versus them. Let's get your energy first here, Aquarius. What's your energy here? What spirit animal represents your energy today? Animal or animals, sometimes it's more than one. Certainly when we look at totems, we absolutely have more than one spirit animal that can come to us. That was a group of 3. I'll take that. Oh, wow. All right, so we've got raccoon, oyster, and black egg. These are all very dark cards. That's not a negative, by the way, not at all. The black egg here, you can see this one is kind of like what one would consider the major arcana when we've got that ring above it there. It's incredibly powerful. Before I start to read on those, let's get your person's energy here. Let's get the energy for Aqua's person, the octopus, with cosmic egg on the bottom there. I don't know if you can kind of see the foil, how that kind of glistens. It's pretty cool. So anytime I see the cosmic egg, especially with the snake wrapped around it, to me that's incredibly powerful energy, and that snakes represent shedding old skins and starting new. I'm going to bring this up, and I don't know why I'm feeling inclined to, because I've never before, but I don't know if somebody needs to hear this, but there was a point in my life where I was making a significant change, a huge change, one that I've been thinking about for years, and it would have huge implications going forward. And I'd been walking down a path I'd gone through lots of times before. As I was going down the path, this garter snake slid across the path and stopped for a minute, which stopped me dead in my tracks because I'm quite frightened of snakes. And then it carried on, and it really really stood out to me. And I went back and I did some reading about snake and, you know, the spiritual meaning of snake coming across our path. You know, what does this mean? I got a few insights from that, and that certainly came out to be true. One was that it was time to shed old skin. It was time to let go of old patterns, of old people, of everything that I'd grown out of, and start new again. And it also, I think at the time I was thinking of moving, you know, away from my marriage and into, you know, a separate home. And at that point, I received confirmation in that sense that it's time, like it's time to move. The third most powerful thing, I think the thing that really stood out to me was this sense that there was nothing to be scared of. You know, although I'm terrified of snakes, it's fair to say, in actual fact, nothing bad happened. It just slid across my path and minded its own business and went into the tall grass, where ultimately I'm sure it wanted to be anyways, probably more scared of me than the other way around. And so it really said to me in that moment that you've got nothing to fear. You know, it's just fear itself, basically, which 2 years later absolutely turned out to be true. Not to say that it's been an easy road, but it's certainly one that it didn't kill me, that's for sure. And it was, so much of my life had been fear-based, where, you know, I've slowly moved away from that. So if someone needs to hear that story, I hope that was helpful. In any event, with you here with the raccoon, the oyster, and the black egg, I feel like the raccoon energy here is talking about wearing a mask. There's something here about wearing a mask and not wanting people to see into your soul. Is what I'm getting here. I think at times either you want to be invisible or you feel invisible, or potentially both. But there's this real sense of wanting to blend in and not have people see you. You might be isolating yourself. Kind of, I just heard like the dark night of the soul moment, which is why I might have shared that story actually. But you don't want to be seen, that's for sure. You don't want to be seen. With oyster coming out next, I feel you being very defensive and very protective right now. I think if people come close to you, you might come across as a bit prickly. But just, it almost reminds me of the Hermit card, where you're just needing to go within. There's something beautiful in here. There's something beautiful being generated by taking this time to go within and just be away from others. Again, more isolative energy here, and not wanting people to see you. You know, with those colorful, you know, dots all around the oyster, it's almost like this sense of there's magic happening underneath, but for now you need to remain protective and a bit prickly on the outside. You know, everyone stay away sort of thing as you work through this. With the black egg energy here, I really feel like this is light shadow work. Without light, there can be no darkness, and vice versa. This has to do with the crown chakra. Again, there's this real sense of not letting others in, of being very, very guarded, of protecting yourself. There's something precious here, again, that I got with that oyster. There's something in here that needs to be protected while it grows, while it germinates, while it brews. Like something's being born. So I'm curious to know, I would love to see comments with respect to this reading, because this goes pretty deep. This is different than my other readings. This feels more personal. Octopus energy. So this is the energy of your person. So the first thing I got was like clingy and all over you. I don't know if this is your person or just how you perceive other people at this time. There's something though about this person. They could have their hands in many pots. They could be just a really busy person, a busy body type of person. Honestly, can't remember what these symbols are. I should study that and write them down. I don't think I have my book down here either. I wonder if this is an air sign. Because it's just like, I get this sense that, you know, you got your hands in everything sort of thing this person does, and they're jack of all trades, master of none almost. There's something about these colors that's really... This person could be a light in the darkness. This person can help you through your shadow work. They've been through it and they've learned from it. And they're comfortable there. It's almost like they're comfortable going there. They're comfortable diving deep and going to those dark places that most people avoid, that most people are like, oh, they're a total bummer. Or, you know, oh, you're so depressing to be around, like, ugh. You know, where this person is all in. They're no stranger to it. Yeah, that's everything that I'm picking up off of them. So let's see. What messages does Aquarius need to receive today? What story needs to be told here? Whatever this is, it's major. Like, you're going through something major. And this person might be along for the ride. I don't get a negative feeling from them. Certainly if they're all over you, that would not be welcome by you at this point in time. Like, you'd be like, go. But I just don't, when I look further into that, I just don't feel that. I should move this over here. What does Aquarius need to hear or know? Son of Swords. I just heard like cutting to the heart of the matter. Okay, so the Son of Swords in this deck is really somebody, could have air in their chart. Somebody who is really good at getting to the heart of the matter. Someone who may not be really graceful with their words. Could be you, Aquarius. Someone who, and it isn't ill-intentioned. It's not like that at all. But it's just somebody who just comes out and says it. And sometimes doesn't realize how that may come across. It's not that it's dishonest. It's absolutely the truth. This person, if this is you, speaks the truth. Okay, but what is this about? What are you speaking to? What's this truth coming in? Or someone's delivered a truth to you. Okay, so we've got the Five of Pentacles, the Son of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, and the World. And the Strength card on the bottom. So right away, it's this energy, whether I'm just thinking about who this is. Was this you that brought in this loss, or was it somebody else? It's hard for me to know at this point, so I'm just going to describe what I see and feel. So there's been a loss here. There's been a significant disappointment. I feel almost like somebody was expecting a different outcome. They didn't get the outcome that they wanted. This had to do with communication coming in, and it left them feeling deflated and heartbroken. Not the Three of Swords, but it's the same sort of feeling, depression. This person feels depressed or felt depressed. Could be you. I think it actually might. And this led to this Hermit kind of mode over here. It's like when this came in, you feel like you almost lost a part of yourself. You feel like you lost a part of yourself. And it's not like you were totally destroyed. It's not like you know, you'll never love again, or you'll never heal again, or you'll never recover from this, because the rose still has life in it, but it certainly took a hit and it hurts. It really hurts. With the Son of Pentacles here, I feel like there could have been an earth sign involved. And this person perhaps feels somewhat guilty. They might have been the one to deliver the news. But I'm getting that there's guilt with this, and they feel equally as badly about this. To have to do this to you, potentially, Aquarius, or vice versa. There's a lot of, it's almost like there's I had to do it, but I feel awful about it. I feel awful about it. And this has left them in a dark place. You can kind of see the darkness raining down on them here. But I just keep hearing it was a truth that had to be told at the time. There's someone, Son of Pentacles is somebody that is very honest. They have a pure heart. Like, it always, how do I describe it? Anything they do or say comes from good intentions. But if it means, even if it means it hurts, they still have to say it. Like, they're honest to a fault, almost. To a fault. Incredibly intuitive. This person's incredibly intuitive to your pain as well. To your pain as well. With the Six of Wands here, I feel like whatever went down here, you know, this discussion or just left people in a place of hurt and disappointment, and going within, kind of into that hermit mode and wanting to be left alone. You know, this was this whole process was just transformative. Out of this, so out of the darkness, out of the negativity seen in this situation, will come new beginnings. And it's almost like this energy of, you know, it'll be better. Coming out of this, things will get better. I always hate to say that through this pain, you'll evolve and become stronger. I don't know how much I buy into that, but this is certainly saying that out of these dark times and this confusion and this mess, this brush, that a transformation will occur. Healing, again, in communication, and even in the heart chakra somewhat as well. Yeah, this led to the world. So the world is an ending of cycles, right? It's the last card in the Fool's Journey before they start out again. It's taking all of these lessons combined that you've learned. And again, I'm seeing through the darkness, there's stars here. So it's through that darkness, through this ending, that things will lighten. This won't be so heavy. New growth will come from this. And there's almost like a balancing of all the chakras. It's almost like going through this experience, especially through this journey here of going within and spending some time alone and just healing those wounds is regenerative in some aspect. And as soon as I said that, I think of the snake here. Okay, but this is going to take a lot of strength. A lot of internal strength for you to process. I keep saying you, so I feel like this is you that's had your heart broken, Aquarius. But just know this person, if you're not talking to them, which I feel like you're probably not, they feel your pain. I think they felt it right then, and they could probably still feel it now. So with the Empress coming out and the Two of Wands, what's on the bottom? Yeah, the Father of Swords on the bottom. I feel like this is almost you, from the Son of Swords to the Father of Swords. But the Empress energy here, again, I feel with this Empress energy, it's like out of the darkness, something is born. I just heard like coming into your own. New life being breathed in. It's possible that you yourself feel very boring or mundane or just soulless, and I don't, that sounded terrible. that's how you feel. I'm not saying that's how you are, but it's how you feel, like this emptiness and this void. But the most beautiful thing of all is that people don't see you that way. What you show on the outside to people is quite the opposite. Lots of feeling about the root chakra here and the crown chakra. I feel like you have an innate ability to understand people's pain through your own. It's a beautiful thing to have. But be careful that doesn't zap your reserves. Don't take people's pain on as your own, because that will drain you and leave you feeling empty. More of this feeling here. Don't give. Be very balanced in receiving as well as giving. And this might be a period of time where that helps you, where you learn to balance that better, where you learn to receive just as well as you give. When I saw this Two of Wands, I heard it's a Robert Frost poem, and it's like two paths diverged in the woods or something like that. It's possible too that something came to a pinnacle, something came to a point, and whatever this interaction here was, it led to this heartbreak here. Also hearing that, it's leaving me as soon as it comes. I can speak of choice. Things coming to a pinnacle. I'm also hearing that more than anything. I feel like this was a situation where something had come to a pinnacle and was released. Okay. Tell us more about this Two of Wands. Yeah, Aquarius, this reading's going to be a little bit longer because it does take more time to kind of tap into the channel. So, Are you a person that is a person of not many words? I just have this really quiet energy, like don't ramble on, like just say what needs to be said. I heard keep it real. I just feel guided not to chat a lot in this reading, so I'm not gonna. I'm being drawn to talk more about this Son of Pentacles here, so if we can clarify the Son of Pentacles, please. Called to draw from this deck. I don't think I shuffled this one, so I will. Interesting. Let's clarify this Son of Pentacles, please. feel like this person has so much shame. The Star card. Knight of Wands. So with respect to the Ten of Pentacles, I feel like they're wanting, it's almost like this sense of they're wanting to send you healing because of communication that came in that was impulsive. Both of these, the Knight of Swords and Wands, they're two very impulsive people. One is more action-oriented, and this is more communication. I get this sense that this person I don't know if they felt off guard, something caught them off guard, or they let their emotions get the best of them, if their temper was running high, or if they were just being incredibly reactive and were kind of just doing a knee-jerk reaction, but they communicated something that they feel badly about and they want to apologize for and provide healing. Again, it's this sense of this person hurt you and they feel so badly about that. Because I think they see you as the star. It's just the feeling that I'm getting. What's the most likely outcome? That didn't take long. Judgment, Four of Cups, and Father of Cups. And Five of Wands on the bottom. Yeah, see more of that energy. Five of Pentacles, Five of Wands. And Five of Wands can speak of like an argument or just mental confusion, but I feel it possibly... Why does this keep coming up today? This has come up a few times. I think it came up with Leo as well. Possibly Cancer, but with the Judgment card here, Judgment is to me a release of negativity here. There's a release of negativity here that comes through taking some time out. The Four of Cups relates to what we've seen over here about isolating a bit and taking time to think and just keeping a lid on things, protecting your feelings for sure. It's being divinely guided though. And Spirit is asking you to release this, to give it to them sort of thing. Maybe I'm also hearing not to keep things all to yourself, like to let others help you is what I'm hearing. And whether that's a higher power or whether that's, you know, a counselor or a friend or what have you. But it's just like there's this need to release and to not deal with it all on your own. And this will slowly help to kind of lift some of this heaviness that I'm feeling. This is kind of a caution not to keep it so much to yourself that you drown in your emotions sort of thing. You know, it's good to take time and reflect and maybe to keep a lid on feelings, but there comes a point where you have to also release this so that you can let this go, whatever this was. With the Father of Cups here, just to me always represents somebody that's like a very strong masculine energy. It almost feels more fiery to me. Whenever I see that red beak, I think of somebody who's very harsh with their words, who might have a hot temper, who might say things that they don't mean. And normally they're not like that. Normally they are, you know, quite graceful, but there's something in them that gets triggered, and when they're triggered, that's when they just snap and say, again, I'm getting communication here where they say something that was incredibly hurtful. So that's advice. I can't remember if I asked for, you know, future outcomes or something, but this was more advice from Spirit, okay? So receive, but receiving help and not dealing with this on your own so that you can slowly release this. All right, I'm just gonna... This is the Mystical Shaman or Shaman Oracle. So middle world. I'm getting here that you're supposed to go to the root of the issue, or you're supposed to look at the roots of this. So if you were this person that snapped, then you want to look at that. But if you were on the receiving end of this, it's almost like what appears on the surface is a stark contrast to what is appearing underneath the surface. There's some part of you where you've not taken good care of yourself. You've neglected yourself in some way, shape, or form. But it's not too late. You can fix this. But this starts at the root. So I don't know if you need to go back to childhood or the past, but there's something in your foundation or at the root that needs attention because it's starting to affect you. And it's starting to show to the outside world sort of thing. It's almost like you can't keep a lid on it any longer. Like it's coming up. Okay. Any other advice to be offered here? This could relate to the first chakra I'm getting. So the root. So the corn and the child, yep, and the staff. So it could very well relate to childhood issues. See the child here. We've got 9, 10. I'm hearing that there's an abundance of information, a lot to be revealed, a lot to be uncovered that deals with issues from childhood. There's a sadness here. I don't know if you were abused as a child or just felt very lonely and alone as a child. An outcast, pretending to be someone that you weren't, having to grow up. I'm really getting this one, having to grow up a lot faster than a child should. So almost like, you know, when you're still a child, but you're expected to act like an adult and take on adult problems and stuff like that. So this has had a significant impact on your life. Crows could be significant for you. I don't know if you grew up on a farm. I'm also getting a farming reference to this. Yeah. I'm going to leave it there. It is running, like I said, it does run a bit long. Yeah. So Aquarius, I'm going to leave that there. You know, I wish you all the best. If this resonated with someone, you know, please take what you will from it, leave the rest. And let me know in the comments below. It's sensitive, so I don't know if people feel comfortable, but yeah. Wish you all the best, Aquarius. Take care for now.